it's a really special substance that glows. My name is Joseph Cavalieri, and I'm an artist who works with glass. And my philosophy, or my challenge in life, is to take stained glass out of the church and just bring it into people's homes, into galleries, into museums. I started off as an art director. So I worked at GQ magazine and People magazine, and it was really creative. I learned a lot of skills there. And at the same time, I started taking classes at Urban Glass in Brooklyn. And I really got hooked because it was really a sort of substance that drew people in. It drew me in when I went to church growing up, drew me in as an adult when I went to cathedrals in Europe. It inspired me, but I feel like stained glass doesn't have to be totally religious. It can be a mix of Art and Lisa Simpson or R-Crumb images and a sense of humor just mixed in there. So I've taken the wonderful tradition of painting on glass, firing it in a kiln, and updated it by adding some more techniques. The one thing I do that's a little different with stained glass is I layer the glass. So I'll do one panel, and then I will do another panel behind it, and another panel behind that, and then I'll solder all of them together. So the work has perspective in it, but actually it's real perspective because the work actually goes back 3 or 4 layers. People come up and they see the work and they're totally drawn by the colors initially. They get up close to it and then they realize, like, oh my god, it's Bart and Lisa on the cross, or there's like some bizarre thing happening that's not typical in stained glass. So when that happens, I feel that people are appreciating the work even more, and that's what I want them to see. I really want them to get up close and enjoy the details and like the really minute painting I'm doing, but also just get the idea of what I'm bringing into the design and my whole vision in the work. I really feel that I'm doing some very unusual things with stained glass, and that brings quality into it. It brings like a sense that people want to understand how the work was done, as well as enjoy the work themselves. It's like a big puzzle. You want to fit all the pieces as closely and as tight together as possible, and then paint them, fire them in the kiln, and then you solder everything together. So it's a lot of work. And you have to keep your mind in the very same direction that you started in, because it's 2 or 3 weeks by the time you're done with this. You don't want to change the design in the middle because it won't look like your original idea. The attention to detail is like one of the biggest challenges for me, because stained glass has a history of really, really fine hand painting, and I don't want to erase that history. I'm Joseph Cavalieri. I'm an artist working in glass, and I am paper brown bag. I have some permanent installations around New York. I have one in Scotland and one in India, if you want to travel there and see it. I have some work in Australia. But the places here in New York, there's a theater in the Lower East Side called Dixon Place, and I did a piece for their entrance. I also did a piece up in Phillips Manor, which is this beautiful railroad station on the Hudson River, just above Tarrytown. And that was a commission for the MTA. But I'm also going to be teaching in Germany, in Berlin, and in North Carolina, and in Pittsburgh. But if you just go on my website, I have a whole listing of upcoming classes and also gallery shows. And that's cavaglass.com, C-A-V-A glass.com.
Talk about tomorrow.